A game where people say there is no defense and locks are irrelevant, I am here to show you that is not the case. I have been playing insane defense all through 2K26, and today I am bringing some of the best possible lockdown builds through multiple challenges to see which lockdown build is the best in NBA 2K26. I will be playing one random rec game and one random 3v3 game on each of my 3 lockdown builds, and then comparing the stats and win-loss on each of them so we can finally settle what the best lockdown build is. You heard that right. Today I will be taking my 6'4", 6'7", and 6'10" lockdown to play with random teammates in multiple game modes, and we can find out what build really is the best lockdown in 2K26. This one took a lot of time to put together, but was a lot of fun. So go down there, drop a like, drop a sub, turn the notifications on for me. Really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's check out our first lockdown build of the video. Alright, so here is the 6'4" lock. I recently dropped a video on this. Like I said, I'm only an 85 overall if you guys watched that video. We are already going crazy out here. Here's all the stats I will be rocking with in this video. And if you guys want to see more gameplay on this one, let me know because I still have to upgrade it and get more games out for you guys. Not going to talk too much about it though because I've done breakdowns in other videos. But let's take a look at my badges really quick. Here's all the badges I'm using. Like I said, not maxed out. And I did choose defensive specialization. I know a lot of people ask about that. So that is what I chose. And then these are the badge perks I'm currently using. All of this will probably change once I get this build maxed out. But I'm also going to go ahead and throw the takeover I'm using up on the screen really quick just to get my speed and agility to a 99 on this build to go along with legend, a movable enforcer. It's absolutely insane. I mean, nobody's getting by me with the speed, agility, and strength that I have on this build. I'm going to show you my animations real quick too. I know a lot of people are asking for them. And here is all the animations I'm using. Feel free to screenshot it, save it, whatever you want to do. I'm using Jalen Suggs motion style in this build. It's by far the fastest offensively and defensively. But yeah, then I'm also going to put my jump shot on the screen really quick. Quentin Grimes base is very, very good for any build under 6'4" this year. Feeling very good with this Damian Lillard and Beluba uppers. Yeah, but this is the jump shot anyways. Not wasting any more time with the intro on this one. Let's get into the gameplay for our first rec game of the video. So like I said in the intro, all of these games will play in random rec and then theater with random teammates. But starting out this one, I do get a lot of lane steals. I talked about this in my video the other day about my 6'4" lock. I get a lot of lane steals on this build. I think it's the steal rating combined with the speed. If you guys watched that video, I did a whole lot of talking about it in there. But I mean, we are getting lane steal after lane steal on this 6'4" lockdown. Even after I dropped my last video about it, people are still saying, oh, you're going to get shot over. This is bum wreck. This is that. But I'm telling you right now, like if you get good bumps on people, even these quote unquote comp 6'8" builds are going to get, if you bump them twice and they're down to 1 adrenaline, they're not going to be fading over you consistently. You just have to get good bumps. You have to play good defense. And if you cut them off and don't let them get to their spot in the first place, then they will not be cheesing the fades over your head every single time. It's just a matter of beating them to the spot. Like you have to actually play defense and knock them off their adrenaline before they get to the spot where they can fade wide open. Because yeah, if you let them sprint, run, and fade wide open every single time, they are going to shoot over your head. But if you play good defense, if you get good bumps, if you knock their adrenaline down, you will be able to get a lot of stops on those builds that everybody are saying are super overpowered this year. And if you can't get stops, if you don't want to make a 6'4" lock, if you're worried about getting shot over, I do have 2 more insane locks for you in this video that I've also dropped on my channel before. The 6'7", I feel like I can really guard anybody with that build, as this guy takes up a crazy layup in the paint. But the 6'7" lockdown, I feel like I can guard pretty much anybody in the entire game. Super bumpy, very strong, tall, but the 6'10", also great paint defense, but a little bit better offensively, dribble-wise. We get the Kevin Durant dribble sigs on there. I'll talk about all that later. But anyways, we are out on the break getting a dunk. I mean, you guys saw the dunk rating. We only have like a 65 or something like that right now. We're already throwing that down on the break. This is a 6'8", by the way, trying to dribble on me, and I am bumping him. You just can't let him get to their spot. This guy was, everybody was saying bum wreck in my other video, this, that, but this guy was like a silver plate 6'8", and I was not even maxed out on my build, but we're still getting stops on him out here. Anyways, I'll have more competitive gameplay dropping on this build, showing you guys that I really can get stops on the people that are midi fading you every single time. And then you guys will know that it is possible. You just have to play good defense. You have to get, like I said, you have to knock their adrenaline down. Anyways, enough of that. I'm standing wide open on the wing for most of that possession. They do end up getting ripped, and then they're throwing to me contested. I hit the right guy, and he knocks down the shot. We are up about 20 going into halftime here. We have a pretty good half, pretty solid half. 10 points, 3 assists. We're shooting 80% from the field, and our team is up 20 points, like I said. We're shooting pretty efficiently in the first half for not having any of our badges fully upgraded or anything like that. Like, if you put cap breakers on three-pointer like I did, it makes your set, you don't automatically unlock set shot even with Legend Rebirth, if that makes sense. This had to be a steal. I mean, the ball is going right through my body there as I reached. They did end up giving him a foul. 2K talked about that being looked at for a bump steal or like body animations or ball contact, whatever you want to call it. But they did say they are looking at that, so maybe that'll make my lockdowns even better, and I'll drop some tests for you guys or some more gameplay once those changes are made, if they are made. Either way, I'm not asking for a change. The game's been a lot of fun. Lockdowns have been good. They've been fun. There's been a big controversy around the contest system, and that's why I was kind of waiting on making my 6'4" lock just to see what happened. But after the most recent patch with the 7'4" being toned down contest system wise, I mean, I think now is as good of time as ever to try to make this 6'4" lockdown, see what contests we really can get out here, and see if it is worth it to go this short for the speed and other benefits of having a lockdown this small. Knocking another 3 down out of the corner. One of the things I wanted to mention is like I said, I get a 90 3-pointer on this build after I add another cap breaker to my shooting, and that gives me deep bomber takeover. I mean, I could have a 99 3-pointer on this build if I chose sharp take and just added the 3-pointer as the option, which is absolutely insane for a lockdown build. I mean, even at the 89 or 90 rating, you're really not going to be missing out of the corner, which is a major benefit of going a little bit shorter. No, it's not insanely hard to shoot on this game, and I can shoot pretty good, or not pretty good. I shoot very well on my 6'10" and my 6'7" lock, as you guys will see. But I mean, just having the option to be like have guard level 3-point ratings is absolutely crazy. I mean, just like especially with rhythm shooting on a catch and shoot build. Here's another one I thought should have been a bump steal, but was a foul. Dribbled it right into my face. I really do want to know if they're going to drop a change on that. Not saying I need one, but it would be interesting to see how the gameplay is a little bit different if people can't just size up back and forth and try to crab you. I mean, I don't think it happens in this game, but there's a lot of like 6'1", 6'2" guards that will just spam signature size ups back and forth until they crab you or get in front of you and then shoot right over you because you can't get a contest from behind. I see 7'4" do a lot of the same thing, and I think that might have made a little bit of a difference on how the contest seemed on them, because if they can't just go back and forth or hit a normal behind the back and be wide open, if you can rip that when they're trying to go side to side, not saying I want canned pluck animations or anything like that, but just something to think about. Like if you could rip that, maybe 7'4" wouldn't have been so overpowered in the beginning. I don't know. Just thinking about options, but either way, the game is a ton of fun. I've been having so much fun on it. I throw a turnover out of the corner here, and just look at how bumpy we are on the 6'4". This guy's 6'8", ends up dribbling it right off me. I am not passing that up to my teammate. I'm gonna go ahead and lay it in, and we do end up going up like almost 40 points here towards the end of the fourth quarter, and we are just harassing this guy. He can't even get across half court. Obviously, yeah, like I said, he is 6'8". People are going to say bum wreck, new build, like low skill-based matchmaking, stuff like that. But either way, at the end of the day, this guy is 6'8". He was trying to midi fade me, and he just could not get it done. Being open about it though, he did hit a few midi fades with the tempo. I mean, he was just sprinting and midi fading, but he wasn't doing it when I was bumping him. The only time he was getting it is when he was wide open and I wasn't getting any kind of bumps or contests or stops on him. It was when he would just sprint right by me. Like I said earlier on, if you let them run and get to their spot untouched, they're gonna hit it, they're gonna knock it down. Coming to the end of this one though, I don't get the lane steal. We do win by almost 40 points in this rec game. This was like my debut of this 6'4" lockdown, and I did drop some gameplay on it the other day. But that is going to be the first rec game with randoms on our first lockdown of the video. 24-4-4 with a massive win. All right, coming up next though, we do have our 3v3 random gameplay on this build, so let's get right into that. In this gameplay you're about to see, it did have me at the point guard. Our shooting guard was not playing, so our offense is a little bit interesting here to start with the game. I'm going to come up tempo fade to give us a 3-0 lead starting out here. But like I said, our shooting guard is not playing, so I got to get bumpy with the guard. We got to try to play 2-on-3 defense. The guy's wide open in the corner. Center ends up running over there and then getting back to the paint. Honestly, this center was pretty good, had some good IQ, knew what we were doing a little bit. He goes to the guard because obviously the guard's gonna have a higher 3-pointer and the center knocks it down. That's just how it's gonna be when you're playing 2-on-3. You're not gonna get stops very often. And then on offense, neither of us have ball handle. So I'm basically just running around out here trying to get open while he posts up. I mean, there's not really much you can do when you don't have a guard. I don't know why it put me at the one guard. I guess I am a shooting guard, 6'4", but either way, I end up pulling up a little fade. We didn't really have a better option there. I timed the timing, but not the tempo. Didn't get it to go. Center gets a putback dunk, which is actually huge because when you're playing 2-on-3, it's not easy to get buckets and not easy to get stops. He sends one out of bounds, trying to buy us a little bit more time with our guy being gone, but he just did not come back. We're still over here playing 2-on-3. I hit him on the slip, and then our guy finally gets kicked out. So now we have an AI on our team, and we are still winning the game even though we were playing 2-on-3 for a while. This guy's running in an actual circle, does a spin move in the paint, and I get a great contest. He's missing that. Center's out on the break, throwing it down to him, and he is dunking that one, giving me takeover. I now have a 99 speed and 99 agility. which is just crazy to think about considering we also have Legend Immovable Enforcer. I don't know. I talked about it in my other 6'4" video, but I loved this build last year, and I'm so glad I decided to make it again this year. Even if I get shot over every once in a while, I mean, it's just how the game is. Everybody's getting shot over despite your height. So I just wanted a build I could have fun on, sprint around, hit threes, and eventually I will have the playmaking to get very, very good dribble moves on this build. I'm getting crazy bumpy with this 6'3" that I'm guarding though, and he cannot go anywhere. We are up 18-11 at this point. It definitely helps that we finally got an AI and we're not just dealing with 2-on-3 the entire game. They were in game chat super mad that the guard was getting boxed, and then the center hits another three. This guy was shooting very consistently out here. I switch onto the shooting guard. We have the center on the point guard. I'm going to close down in the paint when he tries to dunk, and he does miss that. The 80 interior definitely helps us get those stop animations, and then I get the steal off the bad pass down to the center, giving us a 20-16 lead, and we have Hydration Hero take over again, back in our 99 speed, 99 agility. Look at how fast I'm getting down the court. I don't even have my ball handle up yet. I'm still beating the center. He gets a contest from behind, and our AI goes ahead and puts that back. So on our first build of the video, our 6'4" lockdown, we end up going 2-0. We had a good game that game with 6 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Next up though, we do have our 6'7" lockdown. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats for that one real quick. So here is my 6'7" lockdown. 75 driving dunk for Devin Booker. Again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. I've dropped the build a couple of times and done the breakdowns on that. 83 3-pointers, shooting super consistently, all the playmaking you need for a lockdown. Insane defense across the board with a high block for those good contests, and then just really good physicals to go along with a 60 rebound for Bronze Rebound Chaser. I love this lockdown build. A lot of people call it troll, but I absolutely love how this build plays defense. Here's all the badges I'm using on this build. I mean, as you can see, I'm still not even maxed out on my challenger. The contests are only going to get better, and my off-ball pest. And then here's my max plus 1s and 2s. I am using shooting specialization on this build. I don't know if I would choose that now that I know what I know about the build, but that is what I went with at the time. So feel free to choose whatever you want, but that is what I went with. And then here's all the animations that I have on this lockdown build. Again, Jalen Suggs motion style, easily the fastest in the game. Save this screenshot or whatever you want to do. These are my 6'7" lock animations. And then here is the jump shot I use. I'm loving the Michael Porter Jr. base on the 6'8". I don't like it as much on the taller builds, but it's very, very green for builds like this. That is everything that you need to know about this build though. Let's get right into our gameplay. You guys might have seen the first gameplay, the 6'4" lock gameplay, when I dropped the build the other day, but this is brand new gameplay. This is 6'7" lock gameplay that I have not dropped before, and I promise you, you're going to want to watch this one. I am absolutely harassing the guard all the way throughout this game. You're going to see he doesn't even want the ball. I'm pressing him full court. He's just throwing it up the court every single time. He does not want to dribble it against me. And I mean, like I said, that 6'4" lock gameplay, I dropped it the other day, but this being brand new gameplay, I would confidently say is my best lockdown rec game of the entire year so far. Point guard takes up a crazy take there, but he is more of a slashing point guard. Now that point guard, the point guard I'm guarding just hit a 3 on the break. Remember that. He's got 3 points at this point. You're going to want to check his stats again at the end of the game. I missed the steal there, probably jumped a little bit too late, but anyways, doesn't matter. I am on this. They're throwing it all the way down the court and getting turnovers because they don't want to give it to the point guard who's getting pressed by me. We are down 16 right now. I want you guys to remember and look at the score as our team hits a 3 in the corner, but I am back on that guy full court every single time they touch the ball. Tempo shooting out of the corner, knocking that down. A lot of people ask me what ratings I think you need. There's a 60 pass accuracy for everybody that's saying 60 is not enough, but a lot of people ask me what ratings you need to shoot consistently. Look at what I'm doing to this guard. I'm going to go ahead and throw him right out of bounds. Give me that ball. You are not dribbling on me. Wide open in the corner, and then I drive and get a nice little green meter dunk with the two-way on. But a lot of people ask me what ratings you need to shoot consistently in 2K26. I'd say you can shoot consistently on a spot up with an 80. I haven't really tried anything lower. I saw Sprague posted his Giannis build with like a 76 or a 78 or something. I think it's definitely possible with that Jonathan Isaac base. I just don't know what base options there is for super low 3-pointers on wings or guards. But I would confidently say you can shoot with an 80 rating and shoot 80%, 90% if you're good at the game because of that pure green window and because of how good tempo shooting is. And you're not shooting off the dribble most of the time on those builds. Wide open in the corner, knocking out another one. I kind of switch between button and rhythm shooting. In my opinion, this jump shot that I have on isn't really a great rhythm shooting jump shot. It's more of a button jump shot. Look at this, pressing this guy full court. He is hucking it down every single time because he does not want me guarding him when he's dribbling. I have this guy completely boxed at halftime. Our team did end up crawling back into this. We are only down 3 at halftime after being down like 16 or 20 earlier on in the game. I hope the point guard had a nice little break at halftime because I'm right back on him in the second half. This guy's not going anywhere. I honestly don't know why the center was stepping up so much. His guy was in AI, but he was kind of cooking. I mean, the AI ended up with, like, I guess we'll see at the end. I can't remember how many points it was. Wide open again, though, knocking it down with Button. Like I said, I kind of prefer the Button with his jump shot. Those faster jump shots are definitely better with the rhythm. My controller's dying, and I'm still locking this guy up. I had to try to plug it in really quick. I knew the message came up that it was dying. I still got it plugged in, and we still got to stop. On top of the stop, we're also coming down and getting a bucket, giving us a 2-point lead after being down like 16 or 20, whatever it is earlier on in the game. Fast break dunk, throwing that one down. The 75 driving dunk with the Devin Booker dunk style. I also want to say, make sure you guys put Athletic hangs off 1-on-2. Very good dunk package. I can't remember. Somebody on Twitter put me onto it. Very good dunk package, though. You get some super athletic animations, even just having the 75 rating. And I can also, I didn't show it, but I can also cap break my driving dunk pretty high on this build. Get a late jump contest. This guard is still boxed. 45%. He's trying to tempo that. But that is the one thing I will give. Like I said, I had a lot of fun on my 6'4", but being on a 6'7" or a 6'10", you can jump late. You can jump from far away and still get very good contests. You don't have to rely as much on getting the bump every single time. Like on the 6'4", you have to get a bump every time or sprint and try to catch up to them because of how fast you are. But on these builds, you can jump late. You can be a little bit out of position and still get a good contest. I am harassing this guy. He can't go anywhere. He's throwing it up to his team every single time because he can't move. He's hiding behind a screen now where he's still giving the ball up. I mean, there's nothing. Center's getting blocked in the paint. I don't even know what else to say. He's got takeover somehow, and they still won't give him the ball. I'm pressing him with deep bomber takeover, fighting around the screen. I'm all over him on this 6 foot. Look at this. People are like, you can't keep up with the small guards. You can't keep up with the small guards. I am pressing this guy, and he can't go anywhere. Hope everybody that was calling this build a troll build is watching in the comments. Honestly, though, it's fine. You guys can have your own opinions on the build, but I am having so much fun playing defense on this thing. He did have a space to shoot it there. I'm not going to lie. I left him for a second. He ends up trying to dribble, find an open spot, and I'm jumping late again, getting 100% smothered contest. Right back on him full court. 50 seconds left in the game, up 4, and we are getting the ball out of his hands. Anytime that you can force the primary ball handler to give it up and try to rely on his role players to make the game or to finish the game, it's a good thing. Like that, you have a good chance of winning anytime that happens. I'm out on the break. He's got to foul me. Look at the small free throw, and it's shaking. I knocked that down. That was extremely clutch free throw. We're up 2, 12 seconds left. This guy's gonna get a nice little fast break dunk, putting us up 4. 11 seconds left. I'm pressing the guard again. He hands it off. This guy hits a pretty contested 3 to make it a 1-point game. I hit the center just hoping he has free throw. I wasn't even talking to these guys, but he did end up going to the line. 0.6 seconds left and knocking down both of them, giving us a 3-point lead. They didn't even want to give it to the guard to end the game. He ends up tossing up 100% smothered on the right wing, and we end up coming away with a 3-point win. Great comeback win. Shout out to my team. We played pretty good this game. And the point guard let me switch on and guard their other team's point guard, which I honestly think won us this game. Being able to take that guy completely out of the game made a huge difference. So that is the build in rec. I mean, great gameplay, probably my best lockdown gameplay of the year. I can't even lie. And now let's get into our 3v3 gameplay on this build. It just gets better from here. And getting into this one, playing random theater games is definitely an interesting experience. I don't know how often I'll be doing this, but it was definitely fun for the video, playing with random guys, not having really any communication. I mean, there was a little bit in the first game, but knocking that down in the corner. We do end up, I think our shooting guard or point guard actually ended up quitting like almost immediately. So it was me in the center playing 2v3 against these guys with an AI, and neither of us could really dribble, but we are going to go ahead and try to get the job done anyways. I'm going to hit him wide open in the right corner. He knocks it down. That green animation is kind of tough. I'm glad 2K added that. I really like how that one looks, but I am out on the break here. Going to end up dishing down to him, who gets a nice easy little layup over their guard. We are up 14-6 right now with no point guard on our team, no dribbling. This guy's going to dribble up on me. I'm ripping it right off of him. Who said that there's not pluck steals in the game? And then I throw it out of bounds off their body, but that's okay because I'm going to hit the center wide open on the backdoor cut. We're getting our 2 points regardless, and we are up 9 at this point, getting crazy bumps on the guard on the other team. And I forgot to, I don't even think I mentioned this earlier on in the video. I should have made it a bigger deal, but I only played 1 game on every one of these builds. Believe it or not, I went on, I wanted to make an authentic experience playing with random teammates. I loaded up a random rec game on every single build, played 1 game, and I loaded up a random 3v3 game on every build and played 1 game, recorded it all pretty much back to back. And I mean, like I said, you don't have to believe it if you don't want to, but I played 1 game on every single build, and we ended up coming out here and cooking, getting pretty good solid teammates most of the time, which does not happen every time, so I'm thankful for that. But we do end up winning that one as well. I had 7 points, 3 of 5 shooting, 5 assists, and a steal to go along with it. Solid lockdown roll that game. 2 amazing lockdown builds throughout the video so far, and we have one of my favorite ones yet in the entire, one of my favorite builds in the entire game coming up. So let's get into this 6'10" lockdown right now. All right, the 6'10" lockdown, probably the lockdown build that I got the most criticism on. People saying it's not a lock, it's more of an all-around this and that. The defense on this build is crazy, the offense is crazy, and the only thing that really changed from last year is that my block after cap breakers will be a couple lower, but I'm still going to end up getting the 93 block. I mean, our defense is going to be nuts, and we get the Kevin Durant dribble animations, which we could not get last year. Shooting's better this year, so we get better, more consistent shooting. We get the 93 driving dunk. I don't know. I love this build. Again, I did submit this to 2K for the community build thing, so if you guys want to see that, show some support down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, I have some great gameplay on this build for you guys, so let's get right into our rec game and then follow that up with our 3v3 gameplay. I almost forgot, here's all the animations I'm using. People ask for them on every single video, and I include them on every single video, so if you guys are missing that, make sure you're watching all the way through, because here is the animations, and I'm also going to go ahead and show you the jump shot that I'm using. This Jonathan Isaac base with these uppers is easily the easiest jump shot to shoot rhythm with in the entire game. It feels super green every single time. Here's the jump shot. That's all. That's the last thing. Let's get into the gameplay. Now, unlike the last gameplay with the 6'7", where I was able to switch onto the point guard, the point guard would not switch with me this game, so I am going to be guarding the small forward. And I had to be really thankful in that 6'7" gameplay, because being able to guard the point guard definitely let me showcase the defense a little bit more, which in this game, I don't have as many defensive clips. That's why I got to include those good contests that I get sometimes, like the clip you guys just saw. But being able to get contests like that, again, this one even more so than the 6'7", as I get the little bump steal there from the bad pass. But this one even more so than the 6'7", you can jump super late and get a good contest. Pretty quiet first quarter. We only had 5 points in that first quarter with 1 steal, but we are just heating up, knocking out another 3 out of the corner. And later on in this gameplay, the center is going to be looking for me a lot, as he's already doing that early on, and I'm hitting my shots. You got to build trust with these random rec teammates early on, because otherwise you will just not get the ball again. And shout out to the center, because he was playing really well. He ends up with a crazy stat line by the end of the game, and he really was looking for me consistently. I dish it down to the point guard, trying to make friends with these guys early so they keep giving me the ball throughout the game. That really is the key to random rec, and I'm going to dish it to him again wide open, and he can't knock it down. You can't hit every shot in this game. The shooting is quite a bit easier than 2K25, but you still can't make every single one. Can't get too mad at these guys for missing out here. But me, on the other hand, I am not missing. Getting into the half, I am not even the player of the half. Like I said, the center was having a really good game, but we are about to turn up in the second half. It's going to be crazy. And after I built some trust with the center in the first half, he starts looking for me even more consistently. Snatch back, tempo shooting, knocking that down. And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand about this 6'10" lockdown. I'm very confident with it on defense, hitting the center here, and he knocks it down on another shot. But I'm very confident with this build on defense, but I'm probably even more confident on offense. Being a max wingspan 6'10" that can shoot consistently, gets a 93 driving dunk, and gets all of Kevin Durant's dribble animations. I love how I'm moving. I love how I'm shooting. I love the dunk animations I get. This build is so fun for me. Knocking out a nice little standing layup there. The green window did get pretty small, but we still got it to go. Snatch back, behind the back, driving in, huge dunk meter. 26 points on super 85% from the field. Make that 28 on 86%. This is a very efficient game from us. We're getting a little bit bumpy on the small forward here. I don't know why the other guy's doubling, but we do end up getting him to pick that ball up. We'll go ahead and take that. It is a 2-point game if you guys didn't notice that. Minute left here. Wide open, point guard misses, center grabs the rebound, finds me. You already know that's automatic. I'm knocking that down. This, like I said, the Jonathan Isaac catch and shoot rhythm shooting is insane this year. The window feels huge. I probably should have shot that, but I go take a super contested layup to give us a 7-point lead with 30 seconds left. He takes a crazy contested shot at the end of the game, and we come away with the win. 33 points, 2 assists, barely missing out here, and we shot 5 of 6 from 3. We are about 23 minutes into the video at this point, so if you guys are still watching, go let me know that you are down in the comments by telling me your favorite lockdown build so far in the video. But like I said, we ended up coming away with a win in this one. This one is a little bit of a longer video, and before we get into our 3v3 gameplay, let me know also down in the comments if you guys prefer these longer videos or the little 8 to 10 minute ones that I've been dropping. I would really love to know. But getting into our 3v3 gameplay right here, I cut out quite a bit of it. I mean, it's only 3 to 4. This guy was taking a lot of contested layups. Like I said, only 3 to 4, but we're about 7 minutes into the game at this point. The other team couldn't score because we were locking them up, and my teammates just would not throw me the ball. They were just wanted to go take a contested layup every single time. I mean, the amount of contested, look at this. 50-something% contested. He ended up greening that one, but he was not greening most of them. That's just, it is what it is. That's what you get playing with random teammates. They're out here trying to get their clips, have their fun too. It is, like I said, is what it is, but I'm about to have to take over if we want to win. Tossing up another contested layup there. It was just, that's what it was for the entire beginning of the game. I pump fake here, step back, and end up fading a midi. I said, all right, it is time that I just start going, because if these guys are going to go ahead and try to throw us the game, I do not want to lose out here. We have not lost the game yet, and I'm, what, 5-0 on the lockdown games I've played? Like I said, first try on every single one of them. We just aren't losing. So I was not about to lose this game when I'm on one of my favorite builds of the entire game. We end up locking him up in the corner. He misses an early. I'm wide open, pulling up over their whole team and knocking it down. I watched them miss enough layups. It's time for me to take over, grabbing a rebound. I'm going to end up going full court here, blowing right by this guy, snatching back, fading a midi, knocking it down. The max wingspan fade just looks so tough this year. We are on the defensive end, and this guy, I have to give him his props, was hitting a lot of these fades. Gives them a 20-17 lead. I'm going to take my backdoor dunk, or backdoor layup, make it 20-19, and we desperately need a stop. I have takeover, so if we can shut them down, the game's basically over if I can get an inch of space. He beats me, but I chase down block him. That is such a clutch block, and we need a 3 here. I'm gonna end up, I'm telling this point guard now, this is the first communication I've had with my team all video. Telling the point guard I'm gonna pop, wide open with take, knock it down, getting us our 6th final win of the video. I had a ton of fun playing on all these different lockdown builds. Honestly, the most competitive I would say is the 6'7". Most like unique, different lockdown type of build would definitely be the 6'10", and then the more risky one because of the getting shot over if you don't get bumps would be the 6'4". I love all of them, but let me know down in the comments what build you think is the best, which lockdown you think is the best in 2K26, or if you have a different lockdown that you think is very good, go ahead and let me know about that too. If you guys stuck around all the way to the end, I really appreciate you watching all the way through. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment on your way out. Turn those notifications on because we are going to continue to drop bangers, and I will catch you in the next one.